If I create a video because of your comment, I'll give you a shout out. So be sure to let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. Alright, today I have the TB67H420FTG motor driver. I'll have another video that shows you how to use this, and it'll explain the details as to why you'd want to use this motor driver over some other motor drivers. One thing I do want to cover is that this motor driver can support a large amount of current, so 1.7 amps per motor, or if you're driving one motor, 3.4 amps, and up to a 9 amp peak. Okay, all of that is to say, when you're choosing whether you want to use pins or if you want to use these clamps, I would opt for the clamps, simply because if you try to put pins in here and you put it into your breadboard, the breadboard is typically only going to handle 1 to 2 amps safely. So if you try to put in, if you're using a motor that's 3 amps or even has a 9 amp spike, then you could burn out your breadboard or cause even more damage than that. So I would recommend pins on this side, pins over here, and then I would recommend the clamps over on this side. Okay, so I'm just going to put these here, snap that off like that. And then to solder things that have pins, I like to stick them inside the breadboard. Now sometimes you'll get, with this one I'm not getting it, but sometimes you'll get a little flop, and you can just take something and shove it underneath that to hold it up so it's nice and even. So something like that. And then I usually like to put these down just to hold it in place. And again, you want to put solder on. You want to put the soldering tip on the pin and on the pad itself. So you're making sure that you heat up both the pin and the pad, just enough to make a little Hershey kiss. All right. Now there is this pad on the bottom. That's a nice little pad. So if you wanted some extra heatsink capability, you could solder on a heatsink. The next thing we have here is the clamps. So there's 3 clamps here, and if you'll notice, they have these little ridges on the side. They have a little ridge, and then they have a little slot. And on the other side, there's a little ridge and a little slot. So what those are for is so that you can slide these all together, and you can have a clamp. You can have a series of 3 of them together. Okay, so now I have 3 that are nice, stuck together, nice and easy. I'll get this out of the way here. Clamp it from the other side here. Put these in place. I want to make sure I put the clamps on the outside so the wires can come in this way. And I'll just put this up here to hold that in place. Again, on the pin and the pad itself. Wait till you see this solder to flow nicely. Okay, and now is when, if you need to make any adjustments, you would want to make adjustments now. Since there's only one pin that's soldered, you're going to be able to easily make adjustments. It looks pretty good to me, so I'm just going to keep going. Now specifically this pin right here, this is a ground, so it may take a little more heat or a little longer with the soldering iron, because that ground is going to be attached to this grounding pad. So there's going to be a lot of heat sinking going on through here. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe.